Hello and welcome to Nuclear Reactor, and today we'll be reacting to What If Raditz Turned Good GT Edition, Part 4. It's been a hot minute since I reacted to one of these, and, well, because of the schooling and stuff, I tried to keep up with what I could, but I'm just glad to be done with that now. And I was expecting to see at least half my subscribers gone from the hiatus I was on. And to come back and have more than I had when I left, y'all kept subscribing even when I wasn't able to upload. And you have no idea how much that means to me. I thank y'all so much, like no idea. So for all those of you who are new, please like and subscribe. It really helps keep me motivated to keep making these for you. So please, keep on subscribing. And let me know what y'all want me to react to and enjoy my videos, please. Thank y'all. Here we go.
You better not rock the dragon here, because I think the dragon is about to rock you. Hey guys, Masakox here. It's certainly been a while since we tackled this side story, hasn't it? We've been long done with the mainline story of Raditz in his place with the Dragon
unfortunately.
Ball team in our regular Turned Good series, chronicling Dragon Ball Z, as well.
Yeah, it saddens me. So, hopefully he can keep making up stories to go along with the What If Raditz Turned Good. Because, canon-wise, he's done.
As well as including an End of Z special. I mean, that is if it were to be maintained in the main timeline or retconned. I mean, it's still too early to say at this time, though. In any case, we wanted to give Raditz more screen time because he deserves it. Such an interesting character for Goku to play off of. His brother from outer space who comes out of nowhere and has a totally different personality to Goku and yet seems so familiar. He's just expunged in less time than it takes for Frieza to blow up Namek. I hardly think that's fair. So now, Haverok and I decided to tackle a new idea that could give us some new Raditz content that would provide some kind of inkling for fans who wanted us to go into the outer realm of televisual Dragon Ball, despite its bonkers premise, as well as the lack of Toriyama in it. Since when did that stop us? Especially if you are privy to the likes of our April Fool what-ifs. So today, we continue our story, which would see our characters from the Raditz Turned Good universe move forward into the future, and deal with the trials, the tribulations, as well as the Power Brothers, and beyond, for their time in Dragon Ball GT. Our black-haired haystack hero, and brother of course, have been turned into young ones, and it's up to them to bring stability back to Earth, after getting served the ire of Pilaf. And I think you can guess who was responsible for annoying him now. If you're not that familiar with GT, but you are familiar with the derision that it has amongst the fandom, all you need to know here before getting started is that there was an attempt at rekindling the Dragon Ball adventure aspect of the show, but then the showrunners of GT realised, by about episode 3, that they'd gotten it all wrong, and soon enough, GT went back to the tried and tested method and model that we got from Z. Yeah, the villain coming down and our heroes having to outpunch it, with the likes of Baby being an obvious category. It was Baby Ranch here that we got this time around, and not Baby Vegeta.
Oh, that's right, guys? I forgot about that.
Do give Vegeta a break in these scenarios. Sometimes. In the last part, said baby-possessed Half Saiyan had managed to enslave the planet and had enacted the wish to bring back Planet Plant, like in the original. After many attempts to reason with Ranch inside Baby, it was proving to be quite difficult to find any way to solve the problem. That is until the Universe 6 Saiyan showed up! Despite the rivalry that Caulifla and Ranch had in the past, the Universe 6 Caulifla had come to the rescue with her friends, and together they were able to find a way to release their friend from the baby prison. But in the end,
That's interesting. That would have changed so much if they had a whole other set of Saiyans to help
them. It all came down to a simple hug from her papa. That moment, akin to the Pan and Goku moment in the actual GT, was enough to turn the tide and send that biomechanical beast packing, as well as Super Saiyan 4 Raditz making a very small cameo. Now with the situation regarding the Dragon Balls eventually rectified, the gang hope that some kind of normality can be restored, as well as another restoration for two certain people. After the epic showdown with Baby Ranch, the world was keen to get some kind of level playing field going again, as well as actually, you know, locking those black star balls away and not just leaving them out where any little twerp could find them? Raditz and their friends have now had enough with the fact that two of their strongest beings were in pint-sized forms, and they all decide to ask the Dragon Balls, the original ones, to turn them into adults again. Now, this should be easy, as that one time when a crazy doctor asked Shenron to melt some ice for him. What makes this even easier is the fact they don't need to go looking for them. Vegeta had gotten ahead of the game and gathered the Dragon Balls in advance. I think he was keen to see Raditz and Kakarot adults again. It's hard being the strongest adult in the room now. Vegeta was being sarcastic if you couldn't tell. Vegeta did note one peculiarity with the Dragon Balls when he put them together in a neat pile. He hadn't noticed this before. The balls, they've kind of lost their glow. They seem duller than usual. That was odd. Nobody, not even Bulma, could recall that happening before. Well, maybe Shenron wasn't in the mood? Perhaps he too was feeling kind of meh after what happened recently. This was a pitch delivered by Raditz, of course, and everyone sort of rolls their eyes at this. What? Dragons can feel blue sometimes? We don't know what he gets up to when he isn't granting us wishes. Raditz is feeling impatient after being snubbed for his musings and begins to call upon the dragon himself. The odd things get even odder. Instead of the usual dark, inky black sky that is iconic with Shenron, it instead turns a very sickly shade of red. Oh no, it's not that mega evil Shenron from last time, is it? The Black Star Balls in disguise? Well, no, not this time. A moment later, the ground starts to shake and everyone is confused at what appears before them. Nothing like the other dragons they had ever seen in the past. It was a totally different dragon, and this one was carrying a cigar. Ugh, Shenron! Look what that filthy habit's done to you! I knew you should have never spoken with Dr. Brees about that! Says sassy Raditz, visibly shaken. Hey, my father's trying to quit. What does this have to do with this anyway? Shenron, this looks, interesting. Can you grant our wishes, please? Says Bulma very, very timidly. But Pan then pipes up. Guys, Shenron seems kind of weird. The dragon is casually taking his time with processing this request. After what feels like hours, he puffs up a smoke ring, which was the size of a large elephant, in the faces of our heroes, causing them to cough and splutter. He then finally speaks, giving them his answer.
Wishes. I have no intention of fulfilling any wishes.
Okay, that was weird. Pan and Ranch are taken aback with the dragon being so callous and ignoring their request. After getting then angry with this lazy beast, and then trying to reason with him, going through all the emotions here, it's becoming clear that something very badly wrong is about to happen. That would make the whole baby thing look like a walk in the park. Before they can even finish another sentence, the Dragon Balls start to float upwards and are then consumed in a storm of wind and black smoke. The 7 orbs then combine with the might of the creature, and, in a blinding flash, the form scatters into 7 smaller objects, which then travel around the world. The red sky vanishes, leaving everyone stunned. The only one who could shed some light perhaps into any of this is Whis, as the Kais wouldn't really know since they are relatively detached from the inner machinations of Universe 7. In a fit of curiosity, Whis contacts Goku and the rest of the group to tell them that this is a side effect of the Dragon Balls that was a long time coming. He speaks of the team overusing the power of the Dragon Balls. You see, it's quite strange. The Super Dragon Balls have never done this since, they're so steeped in legend, and thusly have never been worked so hard as your set. Despite the sassy tone in his voice, the gang quickly realised that the Angel's right. They were used too frequently and wished on way too often, mostly due to the fact that the Dragon Radar was a thing, making what was once something that would take decades to achieve something that they could do in a weekend, or even just an hour, which makes Bulma feel pretty guilty. Dang you, fast travel! Goku asks what has happened to the Dragon Balls exactly. Well, they're now dragons. 7 powerful separate dragons, in fact. Goku feels guilty about this whole situation too. Now, if I were you, I would probably think about stopping them before they cause even more havoc. Meanwhile, King Kai is grumbling to himself somewhere. What am I, chopped liver? Raditz then pipes up and asks the question that everyone was thinking, hopefully chirping. Well, come on, guys. This should be a cinch. Whis, my old pal. Head on over here and bop those clowns on the head and tell them to behave, would ya? Raditz seems to be expelling his annoyance at having to stay in this body for a little longer. Oh, as much as I'm flattered at the eloquence of your invitation, I'm afraid this is a matter of consequence. This isn't like the last few times our paths have crossed where you did nothing wrong. No, you brought this on yourself. You mortals in this case will have to deal with the outcomes of your own actions. But me and Lord Beerus believe in you. Good luck! The line disconnects. So that's that then. Goku lets out a deep sigh. They're on their own. And while usually he's up for a challenge like this, Goku doesn't feel too good about this time around. The gang then proposed that they should split up into smaller groups to find the dragons and even assess their power to see if by them splitting into 7 dragons, this would make the overall dragon weaker and thusly prove to be small fry in terms of strength. Pan wants to join her favourite aunt despite the protest from Videl and Gohan. Don't worry guys, I'll take care of Pan. It's what I do. So the groups look as follows. Goku and Raditz, Raj and Pan, Goten and Trunks, Gohan and Piccolo, with Vegeta trying to outdo them all as a solo act. The first creature that is encountered by one of the groups is Haze Shenron, who's spewing out his pollution breath around the place. He doesn't seem very strong though, and is tossed around by Goten and Trunks quite easily, which causes him a great deal of discomfort. Now the creature may be weak, but he's much more durable than they predicted, and takes their punches like a champ. In our version though, he is able to activate his super form after enduring enough punches. His power becomes much greater after this, and he takes Goten and Trunks by surprise. The 2 young Saiyans then have to resort to Gotenks in order to beat the beast, but they do manage it and get the 2-star Dragon Ball now restored to its former glowing glory. It had been repaired. Maybe the other ones would do the same if they're able to win. Meanwhile, Gohan and Piccolo have found out that something has leveled a large portion of the city. Gohan speculates that it might have been caused due to the earthquakes that happened recently, caused by the Black Smoke Shenron. Finally, they spot a mole-like creature way too focused on digging instead of fighting. When he sees the two, he dives into the tunnel and tries to scurry away. Piccolo then tries to focus and locate his power underground. But this Naturon Shenron is a much more cunning creature than Piccolo bargained for, and is able to hide its power from the Namekian. Piccolo then has to resort to his now improved hearing, but Naturon is prepared for that too, sending out seismic waves which confuses Piccolo's sense of hearing. As the Namekian's aura feels familiar, Naturon seems drawn to him and uses the opportunity to get the jump on him, and absorbs Gohan's mentor. This causes Gohan to get pretty angry, but he then can feel that Piccolo is still alive inside and in no immediate danger. He needs to think this through though carefully, as Naturon seems to have learned Piccolo's moves whilst absorbing him, and also seems to be accustomed with Gohan's tactics as well, since the pair are so closely linked. He even uses a giant form to grow even more fearsome. Gohan is forced to do an impressive Masenko Mouth Blast beam struggle, but something then happens that Naturon did not expect to happen. It happened as a special beam cannon shoots out of his own stomach, his lunch coming back to haunt him. Piccolo has managed to free himself, and as the beast is starting to revert to its original form, the teacher and the mentor take him down, earning the 7-star Dragon Ball in the process. Pan and Ranch then find Oceanus Shenron, causing trouble and mayhem amongst small fishing villages, forcing the people of the village to worship her in order to be spared. The 2 Saiyans rush in to battle her, but Oceanus has her impressive wind powers that are able to mess with their ability to fly, as well as deflecting their ki blasts. They cannot touch her. Oceanus states that all she wants is to be left alone. She doesn't wish to fight Pan and Ranch, and instead wants to channel her efforts into caring for these villagers. She only wants to be admired, nothing more. Ranch, having a very fresh memory of being recently mind-controlled, is having none of that. She knows where this is going. She asks Pan to distract the Dragon Princess, while Ranch herself starts to fly very quickly around in the opposite directions to the winds sent by the dragon. This ends up creating a tornado that Oceanus struggles to control, her having to cancel out her own wind shield in order to defend from Ranch's counter. This allows Pan to get a hit on her, which is then followed by a series of fierce attacks from the pair of them. Oceanus is far from dumb though, as she
when it comes to GT and all, I understand why a lot of y'all hated it, but at the same time, back then, it was refreshing to at least have a continuation of something to do with Dragon Ball. But now with it becoming obsolete with the continuation into Dragon Ball Super, yeah, it ain't got shit. But it was still nice to have, y'all. You gotta admit that. Come on, you gotta admit it. Back then, at least.
Transforms into a true form and proceeds to channel Black Smoke Shenron's power, threatening to poison the villagers. Pan and Ranch take her down though by the combined power of the Kamehameha and Final Friday, earning them the 6-star Dragon Ball. So far so good. Now you see, in this story, by using multiple characters instead of just resorting to Pan and Goku over and over again, it's able to utilize different styles and as well, you know, using the personalities instead of just making them cheerleaders to Pan and Goku. Meanwhile, Raditz and Goku find a huge monster that is literally feasting on West City's power plant. It's Rage Shenron, who's creating a whole lot of electric slime for our heroes to deal with. Raditz is not concerned at first. After all, they've fought mightier enemies than this. Don't worry, Kakarot! He doesn't look that tired! Raditz stumbles after being viciously electrocuted. Goku manages to quickly resuscitate his brother, him being humbled pretty quickly. They decide to go into their blue powers and finish the creature off right away. But they are pretty shocked when it survives their combined attempt at blasting it, thanks to him covering himself in the electric slime. This isn't going to be easy, bro, after all. Rage Shenron is taking everything that they throw at him, and his electrical attacks are actually more perilous than they had first thought. Raditz, however, has an idea. He cuts a huge cord from the power plant that hadn't been damaged and tosses it at the beast. The monster feels the cord touching him, it doing nothing initially, and then just laughs at Raditz. The beast picks up the cord and starts to gobble on the electricity, growing even bigger and more bloated. Then both him and Goku perform a double dragon fist. While they feel the pain from the electrical field around Rage Shenron, they do manage to pop the dragon like a balloon. When his remains are trying to combine into a coherent being again, they get blasted again by the Som brothers. Wow, that was harder than it looked. I hope Bulma has a spare generator. Meanwhile, Vegeta is also looking for dragons and finds a frozen portion of the city. While there, he sees an opponent who appears to be deliberately waiting for him.
Yep.
That's where we're going to be leaving things for right now. So what do you guys think? What will Ice Shenron do with
I
Vegeta?
think,
Is this quite
I
possibly...
think you should have finished the freaking dragons and gotten to my Omega Shenron. But no, seriously, you're cool. Love you, bro.
be deliberately waiting for him. And that's where we're going to be leaving things for right now. So what do you guys think? What will Ice Shenron do with Vegeta? Is this quite possibly the end of the story coming next time? Well, leave a comment below and let's get this discussion going. And I shall see you in the next video. Catch you later.
I hope y'all enjoyed that reaction. I'm looking forward to the next part. Although, as he says, it could be the last. So, it's got its ups and downs. But I still got What If Gine went to Earth with Goku. And I also have What If Goku was female. I gotta finish those two. I'll try to finish those over the next coming weeks. I'll do one of each if I can make it that. I'm definitely going to be finishing up the Gine first. Because that's my most popular besides this, the What If Raditz. But otherwise, I'm just going to try to go with the flow and keep coming out for y'all. And I really appreciate y'all. Y'all have helped me through some hard times with these videos. And I really appreciate it. So until next time, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe and follow me on Twitter. Peace.